So, Manal, let's get going.
Yes, so now we're going to be doing a tendon repair, and we've got this Haribo sticks to replicate a torn tendon. Most of the time, tendons have a sort of kidney shape, like kidney bean appearance. And so when we are doing our sutures, we need to make sure that we sort of divide it into like a half. If we can show the diagram here. So we've got this. So if we divide this tendon up into half, essentially, and what we want to do is go in through this, and as we're doing this, Matthias is going to be drawing as well.
Yeah, so it was really confusing. We went through this beforehand. Yes. This is probably one of the most confusing things in surgery. So I'm just going to draw something simple, which represents the two ends of the tendons. Okay, Manal, lead the way.
Perfect. So we're going to go in sort of a quarter of the way along, and we're going to insert our needle and then come out about a quarter of the way, or about a centimeter behind this.
Okay, so somewhere here you go in.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is inside, and you come out on the side.
Yeah, and the reason we do that is because the longitudinal fibers run in this direction.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and so when we're then securing our tendon repair, we go in slightly behind where this needle has come out.
Okay, so we go back to the same place?
Just a wee bit.
Okay.
And we go right across. This is going to be our transverse suture.
Right.
As you can see, I can push it right across there.
So I think it's not just the fibers, but I think the blood vessels are running in this direction as well.
Absolutely.
The micro vessels.
Absolutely.
So you don't really want to ligate them.
Yes.
By putting big sutures through. So yeah, blood vessels running this direction, guys.
Yeah, and now I'm going to turn my needle around. So I'm going to be doing sort of a semi backhand or rather forehand this time. So I'm going to go in proximal to where this one has come out.
Proximal. Yes. Proximal means closer to the end, closer to the cut end.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And we're going to try and come out just a quarter of the way in on here.
Okay, so somewhere there.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, my bad.
Okay, so somewhere there.
Yes.
That's good. Monal had to like, yeah. So there is actually a thing to overcome these sort of things. Which is called loops. Yes. So obviously when you're doing surgery, you really kind of want to see what you're doing.
Yes, I tend to use loops an awful lot for vascular.
Exactly. So when you kind of, we're sitting quite far away from the demonstrator, so I was automatically kind of zooming in without the loops. Loops is the little sort of night vision or telescopic looking glasses. I think Professor Knott was wearing one of those, at least for some of these
operations, absolutely, especially when you're working with smaller vessels or in small areas. So now that we've come out from here in the center, you guys can see that. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So then we're going to bring it in through the other end of the tendon.
Payam, can you go back to the big one so I can show the guys the drawings? Okay, so you come across here. Yeah?
Yeah, that's correct. And now I'm going to take my needle and, like we were doing earlier on, just push it through a wee bit.
Come outside.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
There we go. And we're going to keep our other edge out of the way so that it doesn't interfere.
Okay, so we're essentially repeating the same thing on this side.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct.
Okay, so let me stop you here for a second. And what we would like now to ask is if people who are allocated to breakout rooms would go into their breakout rooms and finish the other parts of tendon repair. Well, they begin with their tendon repair along with their demonstrators.
Yes.
So please go into your breakout room, but only go into your breakout room
if you're allocated to them.
Yes, precisely. Thank you very much. And we are going to continue with tendon repair here. And then we haven't forgotten about a promise that we will show you
how to do hand ties.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I think we didn't really have time for that. Is that right?
No, that's correct. So I think it would be quite nice if Matthias goes through them again with us.
So here we go, back again, hand tying. So we figured out a better way to show it to you because it's quite tricky. You can tie with both hands, and the whole point of tying a knot is to have square knots, so one in one direction, another one in another direction. So we're going to show you from an angle of this angle from the sides, and we're going to do the different knots on different of different types. So first of all, let's begin with having the short end in the front, long end in the back, pinched between your two fingers, first and the second finger. You bring your, remember reverse okay sign, and you bring your 3 fingers backwards, so you push on the short end of the tendon. Then you've got your long end, which you bring forward and cross it. Do you remember we were talking about number 4? There you go. Here's the reverse number 4. Yeah, pointing downwards. Now once you all got this, what you need to do is your middle finger gently pulls on the long thread and you push it across the short. I show this again. So we got the reverse 4, middle finger grab hold of the long thread underneath the short, push it across, yeah, and then hold it with your finger number 3 and number 4. The whole thing can be quite loose at this stage. And then you just pull your short end across. And as you can see, this is a perfectly square knot, which you can nicely tuck down with your fingers. Okay, now let's show you the other kind of knot we've got. So again, you've got, with this one, remember, you have to hold the thread with finger number 1 and 3. You get your index finger and you push the short end forward. You make your reverse 4 again by bringing up the long thread. And then with your index finger, you go across in front of your long thread. Can you see that? The short end is sort of lying across my index finger. And with your index finger, you push the short end forward and loop it across. And in this case, remember, you have to go with the long ones going forward and short ones coming towards you in order to make this fully square. Now you're welcome to watch this back. We are making a recording of that, but I think we need to move on to our vascular anastomosis now. Yes. So